Greetings. My name is Luann Powell, and I'm going to be your instructor over the next few weeks. And I'll have you for Teams and Virtual Teams. It's APS 250. This is a great course. We've had it a couple years here in the School of Adult and Professional Studies, and it's really ironic when we started this, Teams and Virtual Teams, that's pre-pandemic days. So nothing in the world was really on the scale of remote that we have today. But this is an interesting course. I'm glad you've chosen to take it. We'll spend the next few weeks talking about teams, but before we get to teams, we'll really look at groups. And then from groups, we move into teams, and then from that, we move into a virtual type of teams. There is no textbook, so don't panic about that. We have supplemental reading, and that's included in the syllabus. And let me say here, go ahead and read the syllabus, because that's going to give you all the course expectations over the next few weeks. So if you'll read the syllabus, look over it, and then if you have some questions, you can either shoot me a message through here, and I'm going to set up Teams for us also through Microsoft Office, and all of you have access to that as a union student. So if you'll look in the start here, that's of course once you log into the course and are able to do that, go to start here. It's going to have your navigation and getting help. It'll have your course information, learning outcomes, the textbook information. It'll give you information on how to get the supplemental reading material that's in the library, and we don't need that until I believe it's week 6 to look at that. It'll have the syllabus, so read over that. Then a video on how to access Microsoft Teams. So expect in the next few days a message from me through Microsoft Teams. It's a great way to communicate. I really came to enjoy it and appreciate it during the pandemic. It's just a great way that I could get in touch with my coworkers because, again, everyone that has a union email address has that account along with a Zoom account, so you'll have that as well. There is a course requirement checklist, and you need to complete that, just saying that you agree to certain things, and then you can move on to week 1. I will not open up week 1 until Monday morning, and I'll have that ready for you. I'll have that May 31st. I know the course opens on the 1st, but I'll probably go ahead and have week 1 up and running and ready for you by then. But that's Labor Day, so I hope all of you have a great Labor Day. But what we'll do throughout the course, we'll talk about just the foundations of group behavior. I'll get you to introduce yourself. And I have one of the most important lectures is 7 steps to writing a discussion post, because I'm very clear in what I want in my discussion post. So make sure you watch that, and it's going to tell you everything that you need to post an A, and that's what we're shooting for, discussion post. We'll look at the foundations of group behavior, what goes into groups and why people form groups, and the size of groups, status of groups, and then looking at group members and how well are you prepared to be a group member. We'll look at group decision making and the cohesiveness of groups. I've got lectures built in. I've got supplemental videos put in the course as well. Some readings where I've got case studies, but all of that is embedded in the course. Then we'll move to teams, talking about teams. I'll have you do some assessments, the Big 5 assessment, and then how well are you at functioning as a team member. We'll look at communication because that's extremely important in teams and how you communicate and why within organizations that's important. And then nonverbal communication, because what type of signals are you giving off? Now, nonverbal has been tough the last year, 18 months wearing a mask, but now that we have become unmasked, we can see people's faces again, and that within itself is how do people communicate nonverbally. And then there are just barriers to communication, and we'll discuss that cross-culturally of how we communicate with people, and then emails and how we misinterpret different situations or scenarios just because we read into messages and how we have to be careful with that. The last couple of weeks we'll move into virtual teams, and you'll actually be on a team, and it's a virtual team, and I'll need people to be team leaders, and I'll request that. If you have an interest in it, you can go ahead and get in touch with me. We'll talk about Zoom, but you'll have the opportunity to meet a couple of times with your virtual teams and we'll set that up. And that, being cognizant of that and being aware of that and working to be a good team, virtual team member. We'll talk about accountability and how you have to be accountable in your groups. And then I do have a final test, so be prepared for that you'll have that your last week of class. And it's just the material that we have covered along the way. So again, I look forward to having you. My name is Luann Powell. You can reach me at lpowell@uu.edu. Any questions that you have, don't hesitate to reach out. But just love having you and appreciate that you've chosen Union. And let's just have a great summer term and enjoy ourselves as we explore this wonderful, wonderful topic. Take care, and I'll see you the next few weeks.